Um, Hello, everyone. It's me, Flamingo Writer, and this is my first ever streaming. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest, though. It's it's really, you know, pleasure to have everyone here. So, in case you guys are wondering, in case you guys are wondering, oh, what about the title Flamingo's Writings? Well, today we're going to be looking at some fan fiction that, well, to me, this is really the first episode of Flamingo's writings. And in case you're wondering what that means, it basically means I'm going to take a look at some writings that are, whether they're obscure for weird reasons or whether they're really something that not a lot of people want to discuss about or anything like that, because these are basically whatever writing you can think of. Like, it could be something from a story that you read, it could be something that needs to be improved on, or something that's anything that you could think of. But today, the first episode, I was thinking we could talk about strange fan fictions because, well, in case some techno or Afrofish OG are watching this, I'm gonna say this. Thank you so much for having me over on your channel, Tech, for last night, and this is what inspired me to do my own work. Thank you very much for the inspiration. I have to say, for that too, and so you Afro Fish OG wouldn't know what to do with that, man. But anyways, if you have any questions about these here fan fictions, just ask away because you can pretty much ask anything as long as it's nothing too personal or anything like that. But today we're going to look at one of the fanfics that's been hanging over my head for quite some time, though. But before we get into that, I'm going to let you guys on a little secret. And when I started not writing, but reading fan fiction, this was around the time when I was 12 years, 12 or 13 years old. And at that time, though, I really have to come forward, though. I was a pretty dumb kid. I mean, I was not aware of what I was reading at the time. So you may think that for those who actually seen the stream from other yesterday, though, you would think that this would be a stream about how I got into the Scooby Doo fanfics. Not so, because this fanfic we're going to take a look at, it's basically from the Winnie the Pooh adventures. For those who don't know, the Winnie the Pooh adventures, this isn't like the Disney show, the one that everybody like me and everyone else grew up with. No, this is a different Winnie the Pooh fanfic. Like, this is basically where all hell broke loose. Like, whenever there's something about Winnie the Pooh, most people, and I want to say this again, most people would go ahead and just write whatever fanfics come in their minds. Like, they could put in as many characters they can. Now, on paper, as someone who's not written fanfic, but at least read fanfic, I'm gonna lay you on a little secret about it. Well, it's not technically a secret because all of you guys are gonna know about it, but let's just say that whenever it comes to fanfics, I don't necessarily write them because I'm not the kind of person who writes fanfics. I like to come up with my own originality, and as such, now this is just me personally, but if you like fanfics, that's on you guys. I'm not going to take that away from you. But for me personally, they're kind of cringy. Like, they're not really anything to judge by. They're not really something I would enjoy, mostly due to the fact that I myself like to don't like to bother with what's going on, though. Now, I will say, though, fanfics have their place, though. I will say that. But when you write something that's glorified fanfic, like, say, Winnie the Pooh and other stuff like that, this is one case where I really could not understand what these people were thinking. Like, on DeviantArt, they did put a rant on it, but I'm not going to use DeviantArt. I'm just going to show you guys the fanfic that's been bothering me for quite some time, though, and this is really getting on my nerves or something, because I'll be quite honest, though, I did not want to talk about this kind of fanfic, but for those who happen to watch this though. Please let you know I'm not harassing these people who, in the very most, are trying to do something with these fanfics. I'm not harassing them in any way. But what I am saying is that these fanfics are really cringe-inducing. Like, I remember watching, like, they actually did have YouTube video rants about these fanfics, which I'm not gonna get into because of copyright, but I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna show you the fanfic itself just to show how bad it is, because honestly though, this is basically if House of Mouse were done badly, and that's saying a lot because I could definitely watch House of Mouse right now after that. So let's get on with the let's do this. Okay, and okay, so as you can see here, this is one of the fanfics that I'm gonna say right here. Like, this is part of it. I'm not gonna say though. I'm gonna say right here. This is basically, if you can see from the screen, yeah, right here, you can definitely tell that there's something that you can definitely tell what's going on here. Like, this is one of the fanfics that's about Winnie the Pooh and friends are going to visit the gargoyles, I believe it was. Now, I haven't watched much of Gargoyles. I've only seen VHS trailers of it because I just see something like that. But I wasn't around when Gargoyles was around. Keep in mind, I'm a 2000s kid. I'm not really anyone who was born in the 90s, though I sometimes envy the 90 kids. I'm not gonna 90s kids, 90 kids. But yeah, this is definitely something that I could not understand what was the intention. Like, I'm not sure if they were trying to make it look like it's like that though, but yeah, it's really horrible. Like, I don't know what got in their minds to think this was okay though. Let's see here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just trying to see here. Mm, oh yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. Um, here's I will say this is part of the fanfic. So, mm, let's see here. And this is I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a lot. It's a lot to take me in. So yeah, it's really really cringe inducing because in a way, like, I don't know if you guys can see it. I can make it closer if I have to, but I'm just showing you what the hell kind of writing was this. Like, I don't know who thought this was a good idea because most of the fanfics here are basically saying Winnie the Pooh meets these kind of characters. It's not just Disney characters, it's also other characters like Pokemon or Scooby Doo or anything like that, which I I don't know what got into my head thinking these were okay, but as you can see from the transcript, it says like Ash from Goofy or What's Up from Sora, Pikachu, and I just we're just checking. You guys replied though. Yeah, it's really really hard for me to believe that this was okay because, and also they for some reason they also did the cousin trope, which if you don't know what the cousin trope is, well, yeah, it's basically, yes, like, if you don't know what the cousin trope is, it's basically what happens if so Winnie the Pooh and friends have cousins, and like, here's the thing: anyone who's actually seen Winnie the Pooh, you would already know that they're stuffed animals. They're not really real animals per se, but I remember watching one of these crossovers. Yes, they do have crossovers in these videos for some reason. I don't know what they were trying to do here, but what I can tell though, what I can tell, it seems like every time there is something with these here users, they always think that, oh, because Winnie the Pooh and stuff have cousins, and if you can tell me if you could tell me who was what's the tiger's name from Madagascar 3, they actually and this was an example. Here's an example of the crossovers, like with the cousin trope. They have Tigger have a cousin that's a tiger from the Madagascar 3 movie. And if you could tell me who that tiger's name is, I would appreciate it because I haven't seen Madagascar 3 in years, so I can't really say, but I can tell you that it's really sickening. It really is because you really get all these here characters, and also you mean to tell me that you're gonna have Tigger or Rabbit or anybody who is a stuffed animal again, remind you, these are all stuffed animals, and for some reason they make them into having cousins. Like that's not even close to having that like that. Like it's really no wonder why these people like here's the thing though, as a kid, I didn't mind these here sort of tropes because again, I was a dumb kid at that time. I was like 12 or 13 when I first discovered this, but as I grew older, like around I think it was around like 14 or 15. I can't be exact because I know it was in my mid to late teens, but either way, this is something that I could not stand. I could not stand in the slightest. Now, the thing is, every time I look at these here fanfics, I still have to ask what was going in their heads. Like, did they really think that this was necessary? And what also frightens me is how some people think that this was okay. Like this was all fun and games like that. Like guys, if you want to write fan fiction, fine, but don't make it so cringe inducing. Oh, and speaking of a cringe inducing, oh my god. Like there is something about this cringe inducing you know, factor that they actually made the characters and the characters like the human characters have a relationship with one of these characters that are some of them are animals. Like you're really putting bestiality into them. That's really something I don't want to get into because well, honestly though, it's really it's really weird to me how some of these people some of these people say it's okay, but in my experience it's not okay because seriously, humans and animals should not go together. They should not. Mostly because you're really you're really making bestiality right there. That's bestiality talking. And what's more, bestiality, that's a no-go. Like don't even give me flashbacks to where the dead go to die. Like, oh my god, no. Just no, it's really not something you want. Mm. And what's really weird to me is that some people just say, "Oh, but it's just a little word. It's just really characters going out together as such." Though there's no problem with that. Here's the thing: if you're gonna make that argument, if you are, don't don't ever make that advice. Like, don't make advice over something that like something that experiences you to you really like that though because it's really really something that really bothers me. So looking at it right now, um, yeah, I'm just trying to see, like, yeah, they put so many characters in, and here's the thing though, they put so many of these characters, like for some reason, they put so many of these characters that, from my experience, they really go so far as to look like they're gonna make out or something, like something like that, or they're all gonna hang out and such. Which I don't have a problem with characters hanging out with each other. That's fine. But here's my question: why are you promoting bestiality and as such you're making these out like think. Okay, that's not how many things he does, guys. Whoever wrote that, like who going thinking about something and wait, what are you thinking about? Oh, yeah, that's kind of the thing though. Like it's it's really no wonder why a lot of people say that this is this is okay this is not okay because again, you're really promoting bestiality. That's kind of the thing, though. You're really making all sorts of things to make it look like that. Look, here's the thing, though. I don't have a problem with people making fan fiction. Again, this is clearly on someone else if they want to make it or not. It's like fan fiction aside, this is on you guys if you want to do fan fiction or not. But the thing is with me on the other hand, I don't write fan fiction, and I have my reason why I don't write fan fiction, and here's why. It's not because it's not for me, or it's just that want to I want to uh, do that. Like I don't want to. I'm sorry if I'm stammering a lot because this is a lot for me to take in what I'm saying. But the thing is, if I ever did talk about these kind of fanfics or something like that, it's like I will read them for myself and see what happens if I ever did see whatever I could find. But I don't like it when they have to say, "Oh, but it's just fan fiction" or something. Like it reminds me of Lily Orchard. Lily Orchard had a fanfic where she was promoting like something about My Little Pony for some reason. And like it's really no wonder why so many people like it's really no wonder why a lot of people say that you should really try to come up with originality or something like that. But I'm not saying you can't do any fanfics. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that it's really hard for me to believe they would do this. Like, you mean to tell me you're gonna promote bestiality like that? Like, this is this is not okay. Like, not only that, you're also making cousins work out as such like that. Like, it's all for like. Here's the thing: I don't hate having cousins or anything, even though I'm not gonna say any names because I have a cousin that was a piece of shit to me. But even so, I still have to wonder, like, what makes people think that this is necessary? Like, you're gonna make it turn out to be worse than you could have been. No, it's really no wonder. Um, let's see what other fanfics are there. Let me check. Let's see here. Yeah, if you guys have suggestions about which tell me which ones to look at frankly, you can tell me which fanfics that we could tell me if you want to. But right now, I'm looking at another one to see what other weird fan. Let's see here. So here's let me see. Here's another fanfic I found. So here's another fanfic I found about the Loud House, except for some reason, it's really one of those fanfics where they have to now I'm not going to show the longest ever fanfic. I'm not going to show that at all. But what I am going to show is something similar to that, like something that's actually related to the Loud House. I will say that, but I don't watch the Loud House anymore. For those who are going to ask that, I don't watch the Loud House anymore due to the fact that aside from my job, I can't stress this enough. I am not really into the Loud House anymore like I used to. I mean, I used to watch it until seasons 4 and or 5, I think. That's when I started saying to myself, "Nah, I don't watch that stuff no more." Like, if you like the Loud House, go right ahead. I'm not gonna stop you, but I just don't care for it as much like I used to. Like, I used to watch it after I graduated high school because I'll be honest though, the show came out 2 years before my graduation, but I didn't even know about it until um I watched a reviewer by the name of Gem Reviews. Yeah, I don't know. whatever happened to him, so don't ask because I don't see him do videos anymore. But he actually talked about how good the Loud House was for only the first 2 seasons of the show, but those were more for a countdown or solo reviews. Oh my god, reveals almost said. Oh my god. Like, it's really one of those fanfics. Like, I'm not gonna show the longest fanfic of the Loud House, like how Tech, Afrofish, OG, and I were, discussing about yesterday because that's gonna take way too long as it is. I'm not gonna go ahead and do that because it's really no wonder how many people actually say, "Oh, why don't you let's talk about the Loud House more?" Like, if anything, though, if I were doing a video of me talking about these sort of reviews, it would not go that well because I have to again more technology and stuff, though. But it's weird because one of the things that the internet has taught me is that whenever these fanfics go out of hand, it's usually because the fan bases themselves really decide on what to do or not. Though, like if they want to keep, yeah, if you want to keep the fan base strong and all that. But I've seen fanfics that either were cringe-inducing or anything like that. Like for for what I've seen so far, for what I've seen most of the time when it comes to that, it's just it just boggles my mind. Like it boggles my mind that most of the time when it comes to these fanfics, I have to ask myself a question. How are how old are these people writing these fanfics? Like, are they 12 years old or something? Like, I'm not trying to insult 12-year-olds. I'm not trying to do that at all. But I'm just saying it's really weird for me. Like, these fanfics are look like something I would have written as a kid because as a kid I used to write many stupid things. Not fanfics. No, they were mostly stories that I would make up along the way. And my English teachers, one of them in middle school would always tell me, "Oh, you should do more writing like that. You should try something like that." And I say, "No," until a year later when I started writing um I started writing whatever stories came up in my head. So yeah, that's what I have to say though. And when it comes right down to it though, my writing, I wouldn't say it's great, like overall great. I am still trying to improve on my writing because I've been writing for at least over a decade now. That's the thing though. About over a decade now I've been doing my writing and as such though, I've been doing more writing than ever. Well, I don't say I do more writing because I do have moments where I what the fuck is it? Where I try to think of my own stories because I write my own stories on Wattpad, and yes, I do write on Wattpad. That's why I put it on my about page if anyone wants to check it out. You don't have to, but if you want to, that is like I'm not gonna force you to do that. What other fanfics are there? Like I'm trying to think what other suggestions because there are some other fanfics out there that, for the most part, I wouldn't say they're heinously bad, but they're just really oh my god, out of the blue or something. What else is there? Um, like you can definitely tell that there's a lot of fanfics out there, especially like there's MLP would do that. Let me see what else could it be. Um, let's see. Hold on. I'm still looking to see what other fanfics I could show you guys. Oh damn, this is a lot of them. I'm just gonna put down whatever I could think of. So if anything though, I'm looking on anime fanfics. Maybe one of those I can talk about. Let's see which one. Maybe maybe Oron. I mean, I love Oron, High School Host Club. That's like one of my favorite anime out there. Let's see. Yeah, I found I found one. It's from Oron, and this one I'm gonna be honest though. I watched Oron during my anime phase, around 20 years old, and as one can imagine that I only got into it because it's a shoujo demographic, and again I'm into female oriented stuff. So let's see what Oron has in store. Let's see what do we have here. Um, yeah, it's I have to say though, if anything though, if I were writing an Oron fanfic, it would probably not not be what the show is because I don't know if like I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret though. I watched the dub and one actor, one actor. I am not gonna. I am not going to do so. Let's see. So it's one of the reasons it's interested for the host club aside from the obvious direct to the manage and let's see these hated he so yeah so something about Kyoya if you watch Oron it's basically about Kyoya's father Yoshio and yeah he's the son of a bitch he's a bastard like I watched this series for myself and the way he treats Kyoya it's like he's nothing too special like he's pressuring him a lot. What really frustrates me about Kyoya's father, though, like I've watched this series a few times. Like I've watched this. This was actually my first reverse harem series I've ever seen, and yes, I do watch reverse harems. In case someone's gonna ask me, do I watch them? Yes, but I've only seen like a few at the top of my head. Those being Oron, the Wallflower, and I wish the flower with a wallflower. Oh my god, I'm so terrible. I wish the wallflower could get a continuation because at the end, it's basically just saying that they want to make Sanako into a super lady or something like that. It's been a I have to watch the episode again sometime. I'll have to do so, but yeah, apparently when it comes right down to it, I've only watched those two and a little bit of I've only seen parts of Yona of the Dawn, and I want to get into Pritea. Pritea. I want to get into that series soon because it's a reverse harem and magical girl series at the same time. And if anyone's watching, like Miriam, if you're watching this, I would say that I love huh, I love magical girl shows as well. Okay, so what does it say here? Momentarily, Kyoga saw his life flash before his eyes. Weeks of research, prepping charts, which he handled averages. Yeah, I mean, Kyoya from the series, he's like one of the more intelligent characters. Like he's more level-headed, along with Haruhi. I will say that. So the thing is, though, when it comes right down to it, I still have to ask though, like if they were trying to if they're trying to warm up though, like trying to make look like they're trying to do so, like try to pressure Kyoya into so much hardship and labor. Like, if you want to have your son do some hardship, though, but here's the thing: at least have him take a break every once in a while. Like when I was watching Oron, I will say this though: after watching Oron like a few years ago, and as such, I want to do my thoughts on anime sometime. I really want to, but that's not till for another day. So there you have it. But what really bothers me about Kyoya's father, Yoshia, whichever name, what bothers me about him is that he's always, I'm going to say this in bold words, he's always pressuring his son into thinking he's not good enough. Like, I get that he's the youngest because the youngest always get treated like they're, like they're, they're not getting enough attention from them, but he has a few older brothers and one older sister. Like, show some respect, dude. At least he's actually trying. But back to the war on dub, though. I think what I have to say about the series. I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat for this. I probably am, but I do not care if they say, "Oh, but Vic Mignogna is so funny," like saying like he was in Fullmetal Alchemist and Brotherhood. But I don't watch a lot of stuff with Vic Mignogna a lot like I used to because here's the thing though, I started watching anime, like more anime in 2020. That's the thing. But the problem with me, however, is that I didn't even know that Vic Mignogna was doing something around a girl, was it? Like an underage girl touching her, hugging her. I don't know. I forget what happened though. I have to check it up though. But yeah, what really happened was that he was doing something, and then a lot of these people are making things like, "Oh, you should move on," and stuff like that. I wouldn't have known about this stuff if it weren't for the fact that he's still he's still doing this. Like if he really did do that, then here's my question: why the hell are people still siding with him? Like you don't side with Bill Cosby, but you still you still go ahead and side with Vic. Oh, but Vic was a better person or what? I don't care because honestly, though, again, I don't really do things when it comes to Vic. So let's talk about another fanfic because honestly, though, let's see what else. Haruhi's daddy. I'm gonna check one more of these here about Haruhi Fujioka's let's see Haruhi Fujioka's father. So let's see what do we have here. Yeah, this is about Haruhi spending time with her dad and okay, I'm gonna be honest. While her dad is a transvestite, well, can't help but think of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now that I say that aloud, but yeah, apparently it seems like yeah, Ryoji. I apologize. I'm not good with Japanese names with my Spanish accent. I do apologize, but yeah, apparently he wants to spend time with his daughter, but here it's let's see what else is here. No, he's sorry. It's gonna be a little rough, but we're still gonna have fun. Okay, 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 good. Ryoji then took off his pants. What's taking so long? Okay. Is this supposed to be pajama time? I don't know if they're supposed to do this like what is it though? Like what the hell is it? Oh my god. Like are they trying to establish that they're having a father and daughter bonding time? Because don't tell me they're going to do something sexual because that's something I don't want to hear. I don't want to see or any. I'm glad they don't have that in the series because if they did, I'd be throwing shit out. I'd be throwing shit out. That's how bad myself is because as someone who's went through uncomfortable stuff like that, that's the thing. It's really that bad, especially since I went through this myself. I went through it multiple times with other people. I'm not gonna say who because they're from my personal life and all, but it's really scarring to me though that they actually had the temerity to think, oh, because you're having this though. It's almost wait. Something that must have finished. It's okay. Take Does he take off Harley pants? He said, "What do you? Oh my God! Don't tell me. I'm gonna scroll down a bit. Hold on. I'm so curious about this. Like, what the hell? Oh my God! Now I'm really curious. Why? Why is that? Um, it's Hold on. Yeah, I'm scrolling down to show you guys what's going on here. It's part of the game. I don't know if I like this game. Well, it was when he grunted, but like he didn't chloroform her. He then couldn't take her talking. He hungrily put his mouth on hers. Oh my God! Whoever wrote this, are you trying to write incest? Because that's what it feels like to me. And thank you for giving pupa flashbacks. If you guys don't know what pupa is, this anime called Pupa, well, um, it's basically two siblings, a brother and a sister, who happen to um do incestuous things because there's this virus called the pupa virus, and in that series they literally do things that I don't want to get further detail into, but let's put it this way, it's really really hard for me to describe it without making anyone uncomfortable because that's how bad it is, the series. And what's worse is that they're 4 minutes long of each episode, and it's only 12 episodes long. That's like only 48 minutes long, like 2 episodes long. Like, I'm not like like they said the manga's better. I looked at it in a manga app, and I got bad news to tell you guys that I didn't care for it. Not at all. Not in the slightest at all. That's how bad it is. Like they say that the manga's better, but after reading a little bit on the manga app, it's really no wonder why I don't ever talk about stuff like that. That's how scary it is to me. Like I do not I do not want to talk about it that much because it's really that grotesque. Yeah, it's really that bad. It's like I would not recommend it. Even if you are into horror or anything like that, I would not recommend it. That's how bad it is. It's really that bad. Even I've watched that anime like before I started watching Us, and it's really that bad. It's not something I would recommend. If you're into anime, do not watch it. Whatever you do, yeah, it's really that bad. It's not something I would recommend, especially yeah. I'll show you the picture of it if I have to. Let's see. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, like what the hell? Yeah, this is here's the one of the covers of the series, the anime series, and there are so many plot holes. Like if you watch the series, you're gonna ask so many questions. Like, what's the pupa virus, or what's caused the pupa virus? What's infected on it? I'm gonna be straight up with you. I watched this during the time I was it was like I think um a year into the pandemic because honestly, now that I think about it, it's really it's really that bad. It's really oh my god. Like if I were doing a video about pupa, I would scream my head off because I would not get through with it any further. Like say, you mean to tell me you have this story and you didn't bother doing anything like that? Like that's how bad it is. Like you didn't even try. Yep. Like the writing is all over the place. There's no questions answered. Maybe they answer better in the manga, they say, but I read it and I couldn't get much info. Like how they say the father is an abusive person who happens to oh let's see who said it. Cool video. Oh, was it? Oh, hold on a sec. Yeah, thanks for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. Um, but yeah, it's really something I didn't want to get into detail because again, I don't want to discuss about pupa like that because if anything, if anything, it's really not worth your time. It really isn't. Like even if you are a diehard anime fan, which I can understand some people are gonna say, "Oh, but you just don't like to watch it because you're not into." Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm hemophobic, which means I have a fear of blood. But that series' blood is it's not very good. Like even something like Tokyo Ghoul can probably say, "Yeah, you're not good at making that blood work. You're not." That's how bad this blood is. It's really not very good. Um, but when I look at pupa, now that I think about it, this looks like someone from from Wattpad that would do something like this because I see a lot of dumb Wattpad stories out there. Like even as someone who was curious about it, if it weren't for the fact that they do do all dick stuff about stuff like that. So I'm guessing that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to show off what they're able to do when it comes to that, but I'm not really certain what made them think that was okay in the first place. So I'm guessing I'm really I really hope they don't. Oh my god. I'm glad that I don't know if they would or not. I really don't know for sure if they do it or not. So there you have it though, I guess. For the what else can I say? There's some other stories I wanted to get into. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm still thinking. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. Let's see. Um, hmm, let's see. I'm gonna look at. Uh, okay, let's see. What else is there? Yeah, I'm still looking. Let's see. I still. Yeah, look at the cut. Um, like I've been on the internet for over a decade now, and ever since I've been seeing all these, like, I understand that it shows how amateur writers can be at times because I myself I went through that myself. I can be amateur with my writing, but at the same time, I'm trying to improve on my writing because I don't want to write amateurish. Like, I know I should. Oh my god, that writing in of itself, that writing in of itself is really, really cringe inducing. Like, I've watched through the entire series, and it took me a while to get through. That's how bad it was. It was that heinously bad. It's almost like how I say right, then yeah, that's how bad the writing is. It's really not that good when it comes to the Higoni Spice. Oh my god, if I were seeing someone who can actually make Hygonian Spice done right, that would have been something. But here's the thing: even if I don't like the series, even if I don't like the series for myself, I have to I have to feel bad for the creator, Ray Rodriguez, because he probably wanted to always do his own series, and I can respect making that series, making a series that actually does require you to what the fuck is it to require you doing whatever you can out of your works. That's one thing I can at least appreciate. You're actually trying to do your writing because I'm gonna be honest though, it's not easy being a writer. I should know because I've been writing for a long time now. But to be fair, I'm no professional writer. But even with that said, when it comes to professional writing, it really depends. It depends on how you're writing it. It's like most of the time you have to take a look and say, is this good? Is this all right or not? Because to me, it feels like they wrote one draft when it comes to these writings. Because it sounds like fan fiction at its worst. I do apologize because that's what it sounds like to me. It's like it's like saying, "Oh, we're trying to we're trying to write fanfic at its finest," but I hate when they say in the I'm not gonna call it trailer because it does not. I repeat, it does not look anything like a trailer. That's as far as I'm gonna go. It doesn't look like a trailer. It looks more like say you're not showing us anything. Even if they did show a little bit of storyboards, a storyboard doesn't tell me anything. Like say what you will about the Hasbin Hotel. With Vivian Mandrano, who actually talked about it in the School of Visual Arts video. At least she actually um she didn't brag about it that much, but she was inspired by some stuff. And I get inspired too because let's be honest though, when you do your writing you or creativity, it usually takes inspiration. I'm no expert what happened, but I'm assuming it probably turned out really bad, like really, really fucking bad or something. Because if anything, if anything, it really depends. It depends on how you create it, though. That's what I will say. Um, yeah, there's. I want to talk about maybe one more thing. One more thing about this, though. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? What else? Let's see. Uh, let's long. I really do apologize. I just want to let's see here. Um, yo, mm, because if anything, though, I'm not gonna do any more fanfics, but I'm just gonna say right here when it comes to reading strange fanfics, though, I'm guessing they really wanted to try to be as creative as possible, which I'm all for it because everyone can show off what they can do with their creativity. I can understand that, but my suggestion is if you're gonna be creative about it, at least don't try too hard because it's like you're not even going to do what you're gonna do for for the part of it though. Like if anything, it just really screams of that. Like you really can't tell me that that's what you want to do. It's like I don't like again, I don't write fan fiction. I don't do fanfic writing. I try to think of my own stories because I want to create something myself one of these days. I'm not gonna brag about it because I'm not that kind of person. Like I'm not good at I'm not the best writer. I'm obviously not the best writer, but even I'll admit it's it takes a lot to do writing. It really takes a lot. Hell, that's where I actually got my name, Flamingo Writer. Like it's really oh my god, it's really where I got my name, Flamingo Writer. Like I love flamingos and I'm a writer. Yeah, like some people might say, "Why do you call yourself a flamingo writer?" I say, "Because I love flamingos and I'm a writer myself." Like, there's no other easy way to describe it. But yeah, I mean, it's really it's no wonder why I try to do what I can do for my writing. I will say that because I really do want to get inspiration for my writing. I really do, but it's really it's not easy. It's really not that easy because I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of what I've seen of my what is it though? I think my girlfriend, she actually did do writing about Teen Wolf, an MTV show. I'm not gonna I don't think it's on a website. I don't think it is per se. I don't think it is, but she did write in her notebook, I think in before we graduated high school together. But she did ask me, "How does it sound?" or "What can I improve on?" or something. She does ask me questions. So because I'm kind of like a tutor to her almost because she actually says, "Oh wait, you were so good at writing. You should teach me how to do it." but but when I look at it, I say, "How is this really sad? How this looks more better than the other fanfics I've seen." Which, to be honest, it's a lot better than I can say. But yeah, it's I'll stand by what I said on that Techno and Afro Fish OG to them about Velma's Velma's own fan about how it that actually does about fanfic. Like it does sound like a fanfic when I see it though. It does because every time I go ahead and say to myself, "Who wrote this?" Like like every time I like even cynical reviews actually pointed out it kind of does sound like a fanfic of times though. It kind of does though. So I'm guessing they wanted to do that. But it's not really I don't have a problem with people wanting to reincarnate a franchise. I have no problem with that, but the thing is if you don't do something about it, like make it stand out more, then I'm not gonna watch it though because that's what I say in stream. Like Mystery Incorporated, like if anything, Mystery Incorporated, despite having its dark moments, actually it's actually a lot better than what we've gotten out of Velma. Like Velma came, my God, like last year. Last year, man, the year's gone by so fast, and I still remember to this day watching videos about how bad it is. Like I knew it was gonna be bad from the get go of it. From watching the trailer on my on YouTube, that's when I started realizing, yeah, they really don't seem to care or something like that. That's how sad it is. Like I'm all for having I'm all for having something that goes with the writing. I'm all for something like that. But when you do something that's like, okay, so I don't normally talk about this because I myself usually say to myself that making a kids show into something for adults is not is not something that's gonna work all the time. Like another example with a Scooby Doo series, okay, not Scooby Doo, but something that's not Scooby Doo, but there's another show that actually took the kids show and made it into an adult series. What was? Oh yeah, Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon. They like I don't like John Kay for obvious reasons. Because he said I think he said one time. I think he said that his the adult party cartoons a hell of a lot better than that. But even with that said, I still would not support John Kay. Just like Dan Schneider up there, I would not get him back on Nickelodeon because even after Spike TV, that's where they had the adult party cartoon. I will say that that's where they got it. Even though I wasn't around when it came out, but for some reason, I was in my in my early to mid late teens. I was looking up on the episode Snippy's pregnant, and it was more on Snippy's fart or something. But even with that said, I I regret looking it up now because after watching Gem Reviews' review on it from 2017, yeah, 2017 it was, and I said to myself, this looks like a fanfic gone badly. Like, again, I know fanfic writers out there. They can be amateur writers because that's what it is, though. But I don't get how is this even allowed on TV? Like, I don't think they put it on no more. Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon no more because they wanted to do more with the series. But after 6 or 7 episodes, that's when it stopped. It's really it's really no wonder why a lot of people um didn't want to didn't want to what the hell was it, didn't want to deal with the serious stuff because here's the thing though, like, if anything, a kids show turning into an animated kids show into an anime adult series is not guaranteed to work all the time. Like, the only time I think it only worked was with Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack was a kids show when it was on Cartoon Network, and while there were some moments where Jack himself got cut, I will say for the most part, at least from what I can tell of that, it's really no wonder why. Oh my god, I am so bad with my words tonight. I am so sorry, guys. It's really no wonder because I said in Saber Sparks comments, when someone was saying, like, I said, it's so sad how you can. This is what I call the Ren Stimpy adult party cartoon treatment. Basically, take any kids show, beloved kids show that you know the fans enjoy and love, and then make it into an adult series gone badly. Like, it's not gonna work. It's really not. But if anything, the only reason why I say Samurai Jack works is because number one, they didn't go so far as to make the gore over the top, and two, they kept the same formula of the regular show. Yes, they did have some jokes here and there that could be a bit forced because something like that, I'm not gonna lie, having something like that can force it, but I have to say though, at least they stayed true to the formula. But the ending of Samurai Jack, I mean, let's be honest though, I'm not gonna speak for everybody. I'm not gonna speak for everybody when I say this, but the ending of Samurai Jack was kind of bittersweet. It was kind of bittersweet when I watched it. Like, I will say though, the ending still gives me chills. Like, I didn't watch it when it first premiered because again, 2000s kid me couldn't get into it because of school and all that. I'm 24 and oh my god, it feels like only yesterday when I started seeing stuff like that. Like, again, at least with Samurai Jack, well, it was headed to Adult Swim though. At least they kept the same formula. I will give it that. At least they kept the same formula. And while there were some blood moments, like how Jack had I think it was a knife he was in the stomach. I don't remember because it's been a while since I've last seen the last season. So yeah, there was lots. There was it wasn't as gratuitous as it could be though. It's really no wonder why a lot of people have said that Samurai Jack season 5 was, well, I wouldn't say it's the best season, like the last season of a show, but it was definitely something that the fans were looking forward to since season 4, like years ago before the show got resolved, it was left on a cliffhanger since because Gendy was moving on to something else though. Like, he did do other stuff like say Stone Star oh my god, not Stone, what the hell? Star Wars Clone Wars? I think that's where he worked on, like, the animated series, like, his art style, I will say, Gendy Tartakovsky's art style is amazing, like, you can't tell me otherwise. Yeah, Dexter's Lab, while it's thick outline, I think Jack's Samurai Jax is a lot better in my opinion. In my opinion, I'm not gonna say everyone else's because it's your opinion if you agree or disagree. That's clearly on you guys. I'm not gonna speak for everybody here, but I like Samurai Jack's art style better because it looks like it's a lot more fluid and no outline or anything. Like, I'm not saying you can't do thick outlining. I'm not saying you can't because my favorite show from Cartoon Network from when I was a little kid, the Powerpuff Girls had thick outlining. That I will say though, but it's kind of fitting because Gendy did work on that show while he was still working on some stuff though, but it's really sad to me even when like good shows have their creators, like good creators, they always seem to go downhill. Like not just the Loud House, but I'm talking about any show where the creator leaves. Like sometimes the show is better, sometimes it's not. I think it really depends. It really depends on what you're watching. Sometimes it really depends on if you want to watch it for yourself and say, yeah, the show got better, the show didn't get better. I know it's hard for me to say what exactly um um oh my god, what else I was gonna say? Um it's really something else though, like Um, yeah, like if anything though, it really depends though. It really depends on what you're watching. Like sometimes the show, if anything, depends on the creators if they stay or not. Because sometimes when the show's creator leaves, like the Powerpuff Girls, as I mentioned before, while the show itself was pretty good for the first 4 seasons, and while they did have their weak episodes, while the same creator was still there, it was kind of like say what would happen if a show itself did get then did get good, but then there are times where there were bad episodes. Like even an original creator who does work on the show, there are going to be bad episodes here and there. Like going back to PPG, the original series. I'm not going to talk about the reboot because obviously the Craig McCracken he wasn't informed about it, so he didn't even know he didn't even know they were going to do a reboot, and I'll get to that in a minute. But here's the thing though, when it comes right down to it, most of the shows that I was watching, especially PPG, even there were bad episodes when the creator was still there, like Moral Decay, one of the more infamous episodes out there. That's one episode I would not recommend, even if you haven't seen the Powerpuff Girls. If you need a premise of this series of what's it about, it's about Buttercup. For some reason she gets obsessed about after knocking Bubbles' tooth out by accident, which I have to say though, for someone like Buttercup, even though she didn't mean to do it, she actually does apologize for what she did and she didn't mean to. But after that, when trying to realize that you can earn money from the tooth fairy, that she goes way overboard. That's how bad the episode became. It went downhill so fast, and I don't really like that because even like there are times when that's gonna happen. Like it'll start off pretty good, and then other times it'll go downhill. And sometimes episodes start off pretty slowly, and then it gets too fast. Like here's the thing: if you want my advice for writing an episode, even if it's like whether it's good or bad, don't go too fast. Don't go too slow. Have it in the middle somewhere. Have it in the middle. Like don't rush it. Don't slow it down or peg because it's gonna it's gonna it's gonna hurt the episode if you do it like that. Like it's really inconsistent when it does that. It's too fast, too slow, and you don't want that. But yeah, I mean, but back to what I was saying about the creators. Whenever a creator does leave, if that's what I feel like, the episode itself feels like fan fiction afterwards. Like these writers, I understand that writers' writing can deteriorate over time. I can understand that because sometimes you do lose ideas after a while, though. And like you can't, like there are times where you can't think of any other creative ideas. I will say that, but yeah, after season 4 of PPG, after the show itself went downhill, I mean, I'm gonna be perfectly honest though. I've binged through this show last year just to see all these episodes, and let's just say seasons 5 and 6 were not that good. They were not that good. Like there were a few gems here and there. I will say that because you have to keep finding. gold, what's buried underneath the dirt, whatever, however they say it. I forgot how they say it. I can't figure out what they said. But yeah, when it comes right down to it, seasons 5 and 6, I wouldn't just say they're the worst seasons out there, but they're the seasons that I would not recommend even to people who have never seen the show. Like, even if there are some bad episodes here and there from even when the original creator was there, it's really it's just a few hiccups here and there. At least they actually kept the same formula. But when it comes to seasons 5 and 6 of the PPG, and whenever show does go downhill, it's usually where they flanderize the characters, and you don't want that. You don't want to flanderize your characters, because if you do, it's really going to hurt the series, though, to flanderize those characters just by one note. I mean, oh, the name Flanders actually did come from The Simpsons. I mean, that's where the name came from, because of him being. Uh, I don't watch The Simpsons much as I used to. I don't, mostly because there's a fuck ton of episodes, but also because yeah, that's where they got the name Flanders. Like, you flanderize your character into somebody that's not that not that good, though. I will say that, though. But yeah, that's really something you don't want for your series, though. But when it comes right down to it, I like I said, I want to create something too, because I've always enjoyed creativity. I'll probably talk about in another episode of Flamingo's writings of inspiration, because I want to do an episode of that about how can you get inspiration. But I also want to talk about difference between inspiration and and rip-offs, because that's something I've really wanted to do for a while now. I don't know when I'll be doing it, because I really want to talk about it. Maybe have someone come and talk to me about inspiration and rip-offs. Maybe they can help me out of it. If you guys want to, you can just tell me, and I'll help you guys out and such. So yeah, that depends, though. So if anything, though, it really depends if you want to see for yourself or not. So there you have it now. So I don't have too many things to say. I'm sorry this video isn't too much of what I expect to have. This is my first live stream, and for those who are wondering why the other live streams I've been trying to do were having a hard time happening, is because my laptop didn't want to cooperate with me and such. But other than that, I'm glad for those who actually came. If you actually did see it, though, I'm glad I guess came, though. So if you ever need me to tell you, if you have any ideas about writing stuff or anything like that, I can try to give you advice about how to write better. I can, if you want me to. But I'm no professional writer, but I can help you of what you can improve on, or what you can do if you want to help out. But yeah, I'm sorry this episode wasn't anything that was expected, though. But for the people who did watch, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And hopefully I get to do another stream. I don't know when about, but thank you for watching. And again, thank you all for making this channel grow as much as it did. And I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. I really do appreciate it. So yeah. But as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. And as always, stay flamingo-tastic. Bye.